I wrote a declaration, which is the American term, or in Canada, an affidavit for a legal case a little while ago. And one of the things I was tasked with doing is answering the question, when would vaccine mandates be justified? And I started out, and I think we can set, it doesn't have to be about vaccines, but we're thinking about anything that severely sort of limits, right, a
Yeah,
person's
this fits our
a
context
person's
right now. Yeah.
Compels.
yeah. So when I started out doing that, I thought, okay, well, my view is that clearly the threshold would have to be very high, and then we have to outline or identify some criteria to show when we've reached that threshold to limit rights. And after I wrote the whole thing, I came to the view that it's not clear to me that vaccine mandates are ever justified, because what you're giving up in order to impose them is, you're giving up your right not to undergo coercive medical intervention.
Mm.
And that's the cost.
Mm.
We can say that one thing that hangs, if we've got kind of a scale and we're going to put the benefits of vaccine mandates on the one hand and the costs on the other hand, arguably what might be on the benefit side is, in improving, antibodies in the raising the level of antibodies in the population and protecting people from sickness or death. Arguably, though, I don't think that in this case we're going to see that happen. But if the mandates do achieve those things, what you have to give up in order to achieve them is so great, right? What you're giving up is a person's right to decide what enters his or her body. And I waffle back and forth on whether or not it's appropriate to draw this analogy, but we have decided in the Western world, and certainly in Canada as a democracy, that having something enter your body against your will is an assault,
Mm.
Mm.
right?
Yikes. An
And
assault. I know.
so we have, I think, to understand vaccine mandates, they are coercive immunization strategies. And because if in the only reason for imposing a mandate is because if you didn't, people wouldn't voluntarily
Mhm.
agree to submit to vaccination. So you impose them because you're aware that this voluntariness would kick in among at least certain people in the population, right? A certain percentage of the population, and they would not voluntarily consent. So you impose the mandate in order to try to manipulate or alter or coerce their behavior. So I think that's an interesting question. Is you might get the good, you might arguably get the epidemiological advantage of addressing a virus in society. But what you're giving up is something very fundamental, morally and politically speaking. And it's not
Mhm.
clear to me we want to be the kind of society, we want to create the kind of world for our children in which those are the kinds of things that can very easily be given up and demanded of us by any government at any time.
Please subscribe and hit the bell to stay up to date. If you liked or disliked the snippet, give it a like and share your 2 cents with us in the comment section. And remember, 6 cents makes change.